What's up everyone, Subterranean here, and today we're going to learn how to make this bass. This is a dubstep bass with a metallic sound similar to artists like Barelyalive. So, we're going to start out by turning off these external effects because we won't need these until later. And now we're going to open up Serum, and we'll initialize the patch so we have a blank slate to work with. Now, I'm going to go over to Oscillator A, and I'm going to select Basic Shapes from the Analog category. And I'm going to do the same thing for Oscillator B. And before I go any further in this tutorial, I would like to let you guys know that in the description box below, we'll have a link where you can download the full Ableton project file along with the Serum preset. So if you don't have Ableton, you can throw the preset into Serum and add some extra effects and you'll be good. So we're going to go over to Oscillator A. We'll put the wavetable position on 3, so we've got a triangle. For Oscillator B, we'll set this to be a saw wave, so put that on 2. And now on Oscillator B, let's take the level and set that all the way down at 0%. And if you've seen some Serum tutorials before, you might know where we're going with this. We're going to be using FM on this bass. And remember, when you're doing frequency modulated basses or any other kind of FM sounds in Serum, you don't want to turn off the other oscillator, or else the FM won't work. You just want to leave it muted with the oscillator on. So put the level at 0% and leave Oscillator B turned on. Let's go over to the warp menu for Oscillator A, so just click right here and select FM from B. And now let's play with the knob and see if we can get a good sound. You can start to hear the saw wave come in a little bit more at 48%, so we'll go with that. To get a more metallic tone for our bass, let's go over to Oscillator B, and we're going to set the octave to be up a bit. We could do +1 or maybe +2. I like +2 better. We'll go with that. And let's also go to the semi, and we'll put it up 7 semitones. This adds a nice contrast to the lower end of the bass. This is where you really get that nice metallic dubstep sound. Now I'm going to go over to LFO1. We're going to throw this onto the warp mode. And let's just take the modulation and push it back a bit, because right now it sounds pretty annoying. So we'll just click and drag. I like it better at 16 right here, so we'll leave it there. Let's also go over to the level for Oscillator A. We'll put this all the way down at 0%. And we'll throw LFO1 onto the level so we can modulate the volume of the entire sound. I'm going to turn this down a bit so it doesn't clip when we put effects on later. About 70 should be good. Right around here. Now, let's go over to LFO1 and change the shape, because the default shape is kind of boring and it's not doing a lot for me. I already created a new LFO shape just for this sound, and I saved it, so I'm going to select that right now. It's called New Bass 1 right here. I'm going to slow the rate down to 1 second, and I'm going to set the mode to be trigger, so this pattern replays every time we play a note. I'm also going to set the voicing to be mono and legato, so we don't have any overlapping notes. And I'm also going to go over to LFO2. I'm going to leave the shape as the default one, but I'm just going to set the rate at 1 second. We're not going to be using LFO1 for a whole lot of things, just for a few basic modulations later on.